Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Wrexham Glyndwr University. Please note during this ceremony, if the fire alarm were to sound in the hall, you'll be invited to remain seated until a brief investigation is carried out to determine if there is an incident. The fire alarm will still sound during this investigation period. If an evacuation is required, you'll be instructed to do so by the relevant marshals. Please follow the instructions given to you at all times. In the event of an evacuation being required, please note the fire exits in this main hall. Wheelchair users and others with mobility issues, please note the fire exit for you to use would be the doors nearest to the stage on your left or any doors on the right. For guests sitting in the balcony of this hall, your fire exits are through main entrance door into the balcony or through the fire exit door at the front of the balcony seating on your right-hand side. For guests sitting in the Nick Whitehead Theatre, your fire exits are through main entrance door into the theatre or through the fire exit door at the front of the theatre to your left-hand side. In the event of an emergency, marshals will direct you to your nearest fire exit and to the relevant fire assembly points. The ceremony itself will start when the band play the processional music and the procession will enter the hall. At this point, the Chief Marshal will ask you all to stand. Please remain standing until the procession party is on the stage, when the Chief Marshal will advise you to sit. During the ceremony, the use of mobile phones is strictly prohibited, so please ensure all mobile phones are switched off or on silent. You are also requested to refrain from talking throughout the ceremony. If you have children in attendance and they become restless, we respectfully request that you quietly exit the hall. The ceremony will last approximately an hour to an hour and a half, and we ask that you remain seated as far as possible until the end of the ceremony to minimise disruption or disturbance for others. Please note photographs can be taken during the ceremony, but we kindly ask that you do not obstruct the view of any of the guests or the aisles. At the end of the ceremony, the band will play again, and you will be requested to stand while the procession leaves the hall. We will invite the graduates to join the procession as it leaves the hall, followed by their guests. And you can then make your way to the Edward Llwyd Centre, where refreshments will be available. Please do not leave the hall until directed to do so by the marshals to allow the procession time to clear the hall. We would ask that you arrange to meet graduates in the Edward Llwyd Centre after the ceremony rather than in the main reception. We are delighted to be able to welcome you to the university today. We hope you enjoy the ceremony and your day. Thank you.
Bore da, a chroeso i Brifysgol Glyndwr Wrexham, ac i seremoni raddio y Brifysgol. Y bumed o 5 seremoni i'w chynnal dros 3 diwrnod. Welcome to Wrexham Glyndwr University and to the university's graduation ceremony, the 5th of 5 ceremonies to be held over 3 days. Y mae 2 ran i'r seremoni sy'n cael ei alw yn gynulliad y Brifysgol. Yn rhan gyntaf y cynulliad, byddwn yn derbyn yn gymrodorion anrhydeddus, unigolion a ystyrir yn deilwng o'r anrhydedd yma. Yn ail hanner y seremoni, byddwn yn cyflwyno tystysgrifau, diplomau a graddau. There are 2 parts to this ceremony, known as a congregation of the university. In the first part, we will receive as honorary fellows individuals that have been judged worthy of this honour. In the second half of the ceremony, we will be presenting certificates, diplomas and degrees. Wel, mae nawr yn rhoi pleser mawr i mi wahodd Colin Jackson, canghellor Prifysgol Glyndwr Wrexham, i agor y seremoni y bore yma. It now gives me great pleasure to call upon Colin Jackson, Chancellor of Wrexham Glyndwr University, to open this morning's ceremony.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, graduates, bore da. For many of you, today's ceremony is the official end of your studies at Wrexham Glyndwr University and is marked by these formal proceedings known as a congregation, followed by informal celebrations in the Edward Centre. The reason for this congregation is so that degrees can be conferred, honorary fellowships awarded, and other business which concerns this university transacted. And so by the authority given to me by the university, it gives me great pleasure to open this congregation of Wrexham Glyndwr University and to ask that the university proclamation is read.
Hyder trwy addysg. Bydded hysbys i aelodau'r Brifysgol ac i bawb sydd yn bresennol. Y cynhelir heddiw ar y dyddiad yma, dydd Gwener y 1af o Dachwedd 2019, yn nhref Wrexham. Gynulliad awdurdodedig o Brifysgol Glyndwr Wrexham a Phrifysgol Cymru i dderbyn yn gymrodorion anrhydeddus, unigolion teilwng, sydd trwy ei gweithredoedd wedi profi ei hunain yn deilwng o barch yn y gymdeithas academaidd. Derbynir i'w gwobrau hefyd unigolion sydd trwy efrydiaeth yn y Brifysgol a thrwy ddisg, medr a dyfalbarhad wedi teilyngu'r cyfryw raddau yn unol ag ordeiniadau'r Brifysgol, gyda phob gweddi a dymuniad ar iddynt fwynhau iechyd a hir hoedl i wasanaethu ei hoes a'i cenedl dan fendith yn ef. Yna, dy oleuni a gyfyd mewn tywyllwch, ath dywyllwch a fydd fel hanner dydd. a rhai a fyddant ohono ti a adeiladant yr hen ddiffeithleoedd. Y mae digonedd o air ac o emau, ond geiriau deallus yw'r trysor gwerthfawrocaf. Hyder trwy addysg. Confidence through education. Be it known to members of the university and to all here present that authorised congregations of Wrexham Glyndwr University and the University of Wales are being held here in the town of Wrexham. This day, Friday, 1st of November 2019, to receive as honorary fellows worthy persons who, through their actions and deeds, have shown themselves to be worthy of the respect of the academic community. In addition, those who have, through study at the university and through learning, ability and perseverance, been deemed worthy of university awards in accordance with the ordinances of the university will be admitted to their appropriate degrees, in the hope that they may be given health and long life to serve their generation and their country under the blessing of heaven. Then shall thy light rise in obscurity, and thy darkness be as the noonday. And they that shall be of thee shall build the old waste places. There is gold and a multitude of rubies, but the lips of knowledge are a precious jewel. Mae Owain Glyndwr wedi ein hysbrydoli ni dros y canrifoedd. Tra roedd Shakespeare yn disgrifio'r dyn, roedd y bardd Cymraeg Iolo Goch yn disgrifio ei lys. Gorau Cymro tro trilew bua'r wlad. Lyn, bywer lew, gŵr meingrydd, gorau mangre, a ffiau'r llys, hoff yw'r lle. The spirit of Owain Glyndwr has inspired generations. The Welsh poet Iolo Goch described his court, while Shakespeare spoke of the man. He is a worthy gentleman, exceedingly well-read and profited in strange concealments, valiant as a lion and wondrous affable, and as bountiful as mines of India. Wel, mae nawr yn bleser gen I alw ar Dr Susan Liggett I gyflwyno Charlie Adlard am gymrodoriaeth anrhydeddus. It now gives me pleasure to call upon Dr Susan Liggett to present Charlie Adlard for an honorary fellowship.
Charlie has been a veteran of the comic industry for over 25 years. He has spent the majority of his time since 2004 working on The Walking Dead, which recently finished and has received many industry awards for his work on the title. In his time as a cartoonist, He has worked on many other projects, as far-reaching as Mars Attack, The X-Files, Judge Dredd, Savage, Batman, X-Man, Superman, and creator-owned projects closer to his heart, like Code Flesh, Rock Bottom, Vampire State Building, and White Death. Before moving back to his hometown, he spent a brief period in London, finding out that the Bachelor of Arts degree that he had earned at Art College would not help him get a job in the film industry. After failing to set the world alight, playing the drums in a rock band, Charlie eventually settled on the third option, which was comics. An option he finally realised should have been his first choice right from the beginning. After spending 2 years back in Shrewsbury, working on a portfolio, he eventually found his work at the Judge Dredd magazine in 1992 and hasn't looked back since. Charlie is being honoured for his services to the creative arts. Chancellor, I present to you Charlie Adlard, for the sake of honour, Fellow of Glyndwr University.
Well, there's a few more of you when I was last year with my friend Dan Berry, but thank you everyone, and thank you Glyndwr University for this award. It is truly a great honour and a great culmination of everything that's happened to me and my work that's incurred this year alone. 2019 has seen a series of endings for me. I gave over my post as Comics Laureate to the new laureate, Hannah Berry, in February, after an incredible last 2 and very fulfilling years in the role. I finally finished the long in gestation French comic book, Vampire State Building, and, of course, some of you may know, Walking Dead, the comic book, not the TV show, came to an end in July. Endings, of course, give rise to new beginnings, and I look forward to a future with great excitement. I can't wait to greet my new challenges full on. Of course, all these things I've mentioned would not have been possible without my collaborators, and I thank them and everybody else who's helped me get to this point in my career. I truly believe the comic book medium is the greatest of collaborations, a true combination of 50% writing and 50% art. One could not survive without the other. If, in some small way, I can communicate how comics are a legitimate medium and not a genre, the French call them the ninth art, then I've succeeded. This fellowship hopefully goes to show that what I do, what we all do, writers and artists, is recognised beyond people's perception in the UK of how they generally see comics as a lesser art form, something for kids, or something for the middle-aged fanboy nostalgia obsessive. Comics are for everyone. So thank you, Glyndwr University, again for this and their belief in the medium of comics as a genuine art form. And thank you also to Lynette, my wife, who's in the audience, who does so much more behind the scenes than you would expect. So thank you, Lynette. Finally, let me congratulate all the graduating students in the audience. I stand before you as a good example of achieving my dream. So, if you have the same passion for whatever you want to do after this, it's there for the taking. Never compromise. It's hard work, believe me, but you can get there. Just go for it. Thank you.
Wel, mae nawr yn rhoi pleser mawr i mi alw ar Colin Heron i gyflwyno Tony Andrews am gymrodoriaeth anrhydeddus. It now gives me pleasure to call upon Colin Heron to present Tony Andrews for an honorary fellowship.
Tony Andrews is a highly respected designer and manufacturer of high-quality loudspeaker systems. He's responsible for founding 2 professional loudspeaker companies, Turbo Sound and Function One. Tony Andrews' landmark developments include the hugely successful Turbo Sound TMS3, the flashlight and floodlight systems, and the critically acclaimed Function One Resolution Series, Evolution Series, and Vero. After leaving a geology degree at the University of London in 1969 to roadie for a prog rock band called Piblocto, Andrews soon realised that its PA sound quality was a long way short of his homemade hi-fi. This was the beginning of a decade-spanning career in loudspeaker development. By 1976, he was applying for his first loudspeaker enclosure patent and has subsequently been granted patents on more than a dozen loudspeaker-related innovations. The focus of his work has been on horn loading techniques for both bass and mid-range, motivated by the pursuit of efficiency and coherency. His mid-high waveguide designs have proved an innovative and very low distortion alternative to the ubiquitous compression driver, and the amount of well-defined bass he can achieve from a small, horn-loaded loudspeaker is unique. Andrew's fundamental motive is to achieve the best sound quality possible. His free and unrelenting approach to innovation has kept him at the forefront of the professional audio industry for almost 50 years. Tony is being honoured for his services to music and sound technology. Vice-Chancellor, I present you Tony Andrews for the sake of honour, Fellow of Glyndwr University.
I would like to say a heartfelt thank you to Glyndwr University for bestowing this great honour upon me, the notification of which was such a humbling and pleasant surprise, particularly as it is 50 years since I dropped out of university back in the 1960s. My father was so outraged by this apparently slack and wasteful behaviour that he only started taking me seriously again 25 years later, when the company I founded received the Queen's Award for Export Achievement. And just to be sure that there is no misunderstanding here, I am not advocating this as a route to success. I consider myself fortunate that I've been able to make my way in the world, pursuing what intrigues and stimulates me. Passion is a driving force that for me has persisted all my working life. Amongst the qualities essential for progress and achievement are application and perseverance, which today's graduating students have amply demonstrated by successfully completing their studies. I offer you my congratulations and best wishes in forging your careers. If I may, I will leave you with these thoughts. Keep in mind that there is great soul expression in going after the things you're passionate about. Most of the interesting stuff in life happens at frontiers and boundaries, and the status quo is merely a temporary condition on the way to truth. Thank you very much.
Bydded hysbys i aelodau'r Brifysgol ac i bawb sydd yn bresennol fod y Brifysgol wedi rhoddi'r awdurdod i'r Athro Maria Hinfela i dderbyn i'w graddau fyfyrwyr Prifysgol Glyndwr Wrexham a enillodd raddau yn unol â rheolau'r Brifysgol. Gwelir enwau'r rhai y gellir ei derbyn i'w graddau yn y cynulliad hwn yn y rhestr printiedig sydd wedi ei ddosbarthu. Let it be known to members of the university and to all who are present that the university has granted authority to Professor Maria Hinfela to admit to their degrees students of Wrexham Glyndwr University who have qualified for degrees according to the regulations of the university. The names of those who may be admitted to their degrees in this congregation are to be seen on the printed lists that have been distributed today. Anrhydeddus is-ganghellor. Cyflwynaf i chi y myfyrwyr hyn o Brifysgol Glyndwr Wrexham i'w graddau, diplomau a'i tystysgrifau priodol. Honourable Vice-Chancellor, I present you these students from Wrexham Glyndwr University to their respective certificates, diplomas and degrees. Diploma Addysg Uwch. Diploma of Higher Education.
Alice Morris.
Bachelor yn y celfyddydau anrhydedd. Bachelor of Arts, Honours.
Emily Hughes, Anna Neves da Costa. Kirsty Shenton, Yasmin Smith, Rachel Sutcliffe, Laura Turner. Jade Barron, Jamie Burgoyne, Lucia Cudaro. Cara Davis, Connor Hughes, Emma Louise Tatum, Nathan Williams. Victoria Mullen, Aled Webb, Griffith Williams, Elise Davis. Geraint Perry, Samuel Tucker, Louise Brand. Joshua Jones, Irene Pedriali, Thomas Roberts, Ava Seabrook. David Williams, Kerry Sian Hughes, Emma Rees. Alexis Shee, Michael Askew, Callum Brand, Jane Jones. Camilla Carolite, Christina Travers, Elizabeth Wakely.
Enillydd gwobr dyniaethau Prifysgol y Trydydd Oedran, winner of the University of the Third Age Humanities Prize.
Nicholas Musel.
Parhau gyda'r gwobrau Bachelor yn y celfyddydau anrhydedd, continuing with the Bachelor of Arts Honours Awards.
Joanna Taylor, Jessica Barlow, Taylor Davis, Hannah Doran. Chloe Goodwin, Nicola Griffith, Zoe Harty, Michelle Micallef, Jennifer Turner. Chris Wheeler, Sophie Elizabeth Martinez Nightingale, Ben Price, Constance Rollinson. Alex Perkins, Ryan Burgess, Zoe Curtis, Jasmine Francis. Claire Henderson, Sean Jones, Margaret Owen, Megan Owen.
Enillydd gwobr celf a dylunio Prifysgol y Trydydd Oedran, Wrexham. Winner of the Wrexham University of the Third Age Art and Design Prize.
Isabella Nuns.
Parhau gyda'r gwobrau Bachelor yn y celfyddydau anrhydedd, continuing with the Bachelor of Arts Honours Awards.
Tatiana Boomsma, Lewis Koppel, Sophie Goodall, Jessica Henson. Bethan Jones, Laura O'Donnell, Callum Wayman.
Bachelor mewn gwyddoniaeth anrhydedd. Bachelor of Science Honours.
Michael Hughes.
Cyd-enillwyr gwobr y diwydiant am reoli tîm ac arloesedd mewn datblygu gemau. Joint winners of the Industry Award for Team Management and Innovation in Game Development.
Josh Brigham, Jack Evans, Jack Watkinson, Ross Hughes.
Parhau gyda'r gwobrau Bachelor mewn gwyddoniaeth anrhydedd, continuing with the Bachelor of Science Honours Awards.
Christian France Morgans, Callum Norris, Luke Nuttall. Hayani Oliveira, Daniel Ollier, Tom Reeves, Rachel Rowley. Gavin Blakely, Stephen Dwyer, Richard Ferner. Jack Schultz, Jacob Barton, Terry Birch, Jack Davis. David Edwards, Michael Heinrich, Agatha Martins-Lopez, Michael Smith.
Wel, cyn i'r is-ganghellor anerch y cynulliad y bore yma, fe gawn yn awr berfformiad cerddorol byr gan ensemble pres graddio Prifysgol Glyndwr, sydd yn gysylltiedig â cerddorfa Symphony Wrexham. Mae Glyndwr yn gartref swyddogol i'r gerddorfa. Cofiwch mai nid egwyl yw hwn ond perfformiad, felly fi asem yn gwerthfawrogi petaich yn aros yn eich seddau os gwelwch yn dda. Before the Vice-Chancellor's address, we will now have a short musical performance from the Glyndwr University Graduation Brass Ensemble, who are affiliated to the Wrexham Symphony Orchestra, the orchestra in residence here at the William Aston Hall. Please remember that this is not an intermission, it is a performance, and we would appreciate it if you were to remain seated. Diolch yn fawr. Wel, hoffwn yn awr wahodd yr is-ganghellor I roi ei hanherchiad. I would now like to invite the Vice-Chancellor to give her address.
Chancellor, Chair, graduating students, parents, spouses, friends, colleagues, honoured guests, fellows, members of the Board of Governors, ladies and gentlemen. Borada, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you most warmly to today's awards ceremony at Wrexham Glyndwr University on what is a very special day for everyone assembled today. Whether you are here in person or watching the live stream. In fact, this moment with you as graduates in the spotlight will remain available on YouTube for many years to come. So you can watch it back at your leisure whenever you wish, as long as YouTube still exists as a social media platform. Gaining a university degree is one of the highest personal achievements, a test of stamina, commitment, intellectual rigour and ability. And you should be extremely proud. You have worked hard, you have embraced the opportunity of a university education. On behalf of all of the staff and the governors of the university, I'd like to say congratulations, Glyndwr, and well done. I am delighted to be the first to shake your hand and to address you all today. It's a real privilege. As the leader of the university, I can truly say that graduation ceremonies are the highlight of the year, and I wouldn't mind if they happened every day. I would get to wear this wonderful gown and hat more regularly. I would hear about inspiring people who become honorary fellows, and I could meet graduates and their families all the time. As I'm sure you will agree, obtaining a degree is not easy. It isn't supposed to be, whatever subject you've taken and whatever degree classification you have achieved. It takes dedication and concentration. And I'm sure there will have been moments of uncertainty along the way in the past 3 years or so. Or did you never doubt yourself at all? If that was the case, good for you. But if you did doubt yourself, that's even better. The fact that you are here today celebrating your success means you've managed to overcome those doubts. You may have learned valuable lessons along the way, how to cope with a bit of headwind and become a stronger person for it. That will stand you in good stead for the future as you focus on the next phase of your lives. As I found, leading a university isn't about dressing up in an academic gown and celebrating every day of the year either. There are headwinds and challenges for the university too. I will talk about them a little bit now. As Wrexham University, we are members of Universities Wales, along with 7 other universities, based mostly in Cardiff and Swansea, plus Aberystwyth and Bangor. We meet about 4 or 5 times a year, usually in Cardiff, of course, although I've actually persuaded them to come up to North Wales for once, and they're coming here next June to this university. As part of our meeting schedule, we also speak with the Minister for Education regularly, Kirsty Williams. She has been the Welsh Minister for Education for 3.5 years now. If you compare that to UK-wide, Westminster, there have been at least half a dozen different Ministers for Education, Universities and Science in the past 3 years. You just cannot keep up with it. In fact, some of them have been in the role twice and then disappeared again within weeks. But that's a different story. Back to Wales and our meetings with the Minister. She is really passionate about education at all levels and keen to see the universities deliver quality teaching and research. She has visited all 8 universities more than once, and I'm always impressed that she remembers specific examples of what she has seen and heard. About a year ago, she met some of our staff and students in the social sciences area, and there was excellent engagement. She had conversations with groups in a roundtable setting in the then brand new scale-up space on B Corridor. It's good to see senior politicians reach out to organisations and to people, and to be on top of their brief. But there is also a challenge, the headwind I mentioned earlier. Along with my colleagues in the sector, we would like to see more encouragement from government for Welsh students to stay in Wales and study here. There is a view that too many leave the region for good, and that's a real shame, because Wales needs talent. There is an ambitious national strategy to grow the economy, to grow prosperity and to improve healthcare. But to achieve that, we need the people and the higher level skills. We want to play our part and are ready to offer places to more students, whether they are local or from further afield. So spread the word. You've come through Wrexham Glyndwr University, and as successful alumni, you are now our ambassadors. So tell all your friends and family they don't need to go to various big and heavily polluted cities in a northerly or easterly direction. I won't mention any names, of course. Apart from the issue of keeping more students in Wales, we would also like to see, and we talked to the Minister about financial support. A new system has just come in for maintenance grants for Welsh students, which is really positive. But the universities also argue that as institutions, we need support. Our level of income is staying the same, but costs are going up all the time, and that can create some difficulties. We want to invest in our facilities and our programs so that we can continue to offer a quality education and the right level of services to our students. We need to make sure that our research stays current and that we not only keep up with what is happening in the industry today, but can also offer innovation and creativity to benefit the industry and community of tomorrow. That requires resources. In other words, money. But there will always be competing demands for government funding from other sections of society, which are just as deserving, and we do understand that. On the good news front, we've had some funding coming through for capital development at the university. The Higher Education Funding Council for Wales, represented here today at this session, has made available £1.5 million for Wrexham Glyndwr University in the past couple of years towards delivery of our transformative Campus 2025 strategy. So far, we have invested in the study and the gallery, which are brand new social and collaborative learning spaces. We have transformed teaching spaces downstairs along B Corridor. We have upgraded our catering facilities on all our campuses, invested in new clinical spaces for health education programs, and opened a transformed, state-of-the-art sports facility jointly with the Football Association Wales at Colliers Park. During this academic year, we plan to further upgrade the foyer and reception area outside this hall, which is very heavily used by students and visitors, and could do with an upgrade. We also aim to create a new space for graduate startup businesses, which will be available at low rental charges with access to support and advice for recent graduates who look to set up their independent businesses. In the longer term, Campus 2025 will bring many more exciting developments, such as a new learning gateway building and a reconfiguration of our external spaces, making them more pedestrian-friendly and creating that stronger connection between our main campus here at Plascoch, the Creative Industries building and the Regent Street campus with our arts and design programs. To fund this, we will need to sell some pieces of land in and around Wrexham, which we do not require for university buildings. And we aim to do this in tandem with wider development plans for the region. In other words, our plans to transform the university and offer the excellent facilities our students rightly expect should also help the plans for Wrexham and the surrounding area. We want to offer inspiring places where people can thrive and inspire others. That is what learning is all about. I've worked in education for my entire career in various countries. To be precise, first in my home country, the Netherlands, followed by a number of years in Ireland, and now the UK. Yes, I am and will continue to be a European citizen and proud of it. Don't worry, I won't use the B word in this speech. And I do, of course, realize that political systems, cultures, and landscapes are, of course, different across various countries, and so are systems of education. But one thing which binds us all together in my personal experience is a strong motivation to do well, which is shared by the students, the academics, professional staff, and by policymakers, even though they may be far away. I've always found it exceptionally rewarding to see my graduates do well. That's why I think education is among the best sectors to work in. At Wrexham Glyndwr University, we invite our alumni to stay in touch and tell us how they are getting on. We have WGU Connect and our Careers and Employability Service, which will remain available to you and will be there to help you whenever you need it. And you can also help us. The Independent National Graduate Outcome Survey will contact you in about a year's time. They gather information from as many graduates as possible from all the universities right around the country. And this happens 15 months after they have completed their studies. I cannot stress enough how important it is for us and for future students that you participate in this survey, so that we can build an accurate picture of the impact and outcomes which our academic programs have. We care about this, and we will act on any lessons learned. I'm sure that, like everybody else, you will sometimes ignore emails and phone calls, but you should not ignore these. You will see Graduate Outcomes UK in the email address which will be sending the messages out. And as your university, we are obliged to keep your contact details updated, so please help us with that too. As we celebrate your achievements today, it's important that we remember all those who made your success possible. This includes, of course, your friends here at the university who enjoyed your company. It also includes all the academic staff, the technicians, professional services staff, support staff, who helped you throughout your time here. Equally, our thanks go to the Students' Union, bringing your voice to every level of the university. And it's also important to remember those who helped to get you here in the first place. Teachers at your schools, perhaps, your employers who supported you, and of course, first and foremost, those on the home front. No matter how much individual talent you have, very few people can thrive unless they have a supportive environment around them. People who let you get on with your studies, and who lent a listening ear when you needed one. Those people deserve your thanks today, and as you couldn't have managed without them. On your behalf, I would like to thank them all. So let's now see and hear how much you have appreciated them. Could I ask all the graduates to please stand and turn round and face the home front and show them your appreciation as loud as possible. Go on. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. That was well done. Please sit down again. Before I round off, I'd also like to thank our graduate ensemble, the Glyndwr Graduation Brass Ensemble. Again, performed wonderfully well today. And just a little plug for them as well, because on Sunday afternoon, we have the Wrexham Symphony Orchestra performing in this very Willie Masson Hall. So some of the musicians you heard today have given you a nice taste of what they're capable of. And they're very, very accomplished. In fact, some of our colleagues, some of the members of staff at the university also perform at the orchestra. So they're performing here on Sunday afternoon at 3:30. So if you'd like to come back, please do. And I'm sure there's still a few tickets available. So finally, to round off, I wish you every success in your future career. Once again, there's nothing more rewarding than discovering what an education can do for people and how much difference it can make. So don't forget about that graduate outcome survey, please, promise. So today is about enjoying the moment. I wish you a nice day today later on with all the celebrations. And for the future, I wish you pob luck, iechyd a hapus ryd da. Good luck, good health and happiness. Diolch yn fawr. Thank you.
Anrhydeddus Is-Ganghellor. Cyflwynaf i chi y myfyrwyr hyn o Brifysgol Glyndwr Wrexham yw graddau, diplomau a'i tystysgrifau priodol. Honourable Vice-Chancellor, I present you these students from Wrexham Glyndwr University to their respective certificates, diplomas and degrees. parhau gyda'r gwobrau Bachelor mewn gwyddoniaeth anrhydedd, continuing with the Bachelor of Science Honours Awards.
Shuaib Ahmed, Imam Hassan, Badagama Krishantha Sampath. Angela Noonan, Camille Zareba, Deborah Amps.
Enillydd gwobr cynhadledd technolegau a chymwysiadau'r rhyngrwyd. Winner of the Internet Technologies and Applications Conference Prize.
Leanne Davis.
Parhau gyda'r gwobrau Bachelor mewn gwyddoniaeth anrhydedd, continuing with the Bachelor of Science Honours Awards.
Helen Gallus, Joshua Harris.
Enillydd gwobr BCS y sefydliad siartredig ar gyfer technoleg gwybodaeth. Winner of the BCS Chartered Institute for IT Prize.
Daniel Kammerbauer.
Parhau gyda'r gwobrau Bachelor mewn gwyddoniaeth anrhydedd, continuing with the Bachelor of Science Honours Awards.
Andrew Pottage, Anna Pritchard, Chelsea Wright, Nathan Allison. Owen Francis, David Harris, Rory McDines, Stuart Timmins.
Enillydd gwobr Richard J. Smith, winner of the Richard J. Smith Prize.
Michael Winter.
Parhau gyda'r gwobrau Bachelor mewn gwyddoniaeth anrhydedd, continuing with the Bachelor of Science Honours Awards.
Jack Clark, John Johnson, Joseph Kearney, Abigail Lloyd.
Meistr mewn dylunio, Master of Design.
Deanna Green, Jessica Duffy, Elżbieta Jasernowska, Claire Orr, Tracy Owens. Hoyle Wen Wright, Ian Holmes, Camilla Cosior, John Henry Mundy. Suzanne Ross Hughes, Anna Staniszewska, Yaroslav Staniszewska, Charlie Weil.
Meistr mewn celfyddyd gain, Master of Fine Art.
Dawn Maguire.
Meistr yn y celfyddydau, Master of Arts.
Mary Ainsworth, Eleanor Cassidy Smith, Kerry Chambers, Lindsay Evans. Linda Lockheed, Charmaine Moore, Lorna McClenahan. Simone Schofield, Carl Edwards.
Meistr mewn gwyddoniaeth, Master of Science.
Ellis Davis, Jonathan Kinlock, Christopher Phillips, Christian Slavinsky. Arta Stasiak, Samuel Ward, Marcin Chiesler, Alexander Bruckbauer. Geraint Jeffries, Katie Unit.
Bachelor mewn Gwyddoniaeth Anrhydedd, Bachelor of Science Honours.
David Johns.
Doethir mewn athroniaeth. Teitl y thesis, Peintio a Dementia. Dull cymysg o archwilio'r ddeialog greadigol rhwng artist a phobl sy'n byw gyda dementia. Doctor of Philosophy. Thesis title, Painting and Dementia. A mixed method investigation into the creative dialogue between an artist and people living with dementia.
Megan Jones.
Doethir mewn athroniaeth. Teitl y thesis, Trafodaethau ar wladolrwydd a creu rhyddfrydedd yn niwylliant llenyddol Saesneg yr 20fed ganrif gynnar. Doctor of Philosophy. Thesis title, Discourses of Ruralism and the Construction of Liberalism in the early 20th century English literary culture.
Joy Miles.
So we're going to come to the most formal part of the ceremony in a second, but before I do that, as this is the last session this week of our graduation ceremonies, and they've all run exceptionally smoothly, been very enjoyable, and as I said in my speech, it's nothing better than graduation ceremonies. It really brings it home to us what it's all about. So at this point, I would like to thank, there's so many people who have made this possible around the university. Our wonderful orator, LMI, she's been brilliant.
Thank you.
Again. And all the very, very many staff, particularly in our new Directorate for Strategic Planning and Student Administration. The whole team came together. It's a brand new team. We've made a few changes within the university. So this was certainly one project at the start of the academic year they could really get their teeth into and learn to work with each other, and they have done a fantastic job. So I'd like to thank them as well. So, we now come to the most formal part of the ceremony, and that is the point at which we confer the degrees or other awards on you and you become graduates. At some of the older universities, this might be done in Latin. At most universities in the UK, it's done in English, but here in Wales, we're going to do it in Welsh. So, the orator will ask me to confer the degrees and all the privileges on you, which I will do. She will then ask me to do the same for those who are not present today, and we will confer them in absentia. So again, may I please ask you all to stand and face me this time. Just the graduates, so that everyone else can just relax. Don't worry.
Anrhydeddus is-ganghellor, cymeradwyaf I chi dderbyn y myfyrwyr hynny i'w gwobrau ac I holl freintiau'r graddau hyn.
Twee awdurdod y brifysgol a ymddired wedi mi, derbyn i af chwych gwobrau ac I hoffreintiau'r gwobrau hyn.
Anrhydeddus isganghellor, cymeradwyaf I chi dderbyn yn ei hapsenoldeb, y myfyrwyr hynny a enwyd yn rhannau priodol y rhaglen i'w gwobrau ac I holl freintiau'r graddau hyn.
Twee awdurdod y brifysgol a ymddired wedi mi, derbyn I af y rhai a nodwyd yn ei hapsenoldeb, i'w gwobrau ac I hoffreintiau'r gwobrau hyn. That's it, you have your degrees. Congratulations.
Wel, gai ofyn yn awr I gadeirydd bwrdd Llywodraethwyr Prifysgol Glyndwr Wrexham, Maxine Penlington, I gyflwyno gwobr I fyfyriwr nad ydyw'n graddio heddiw. Could I now invite the Chair of the Board of Governors of Wrexham Glyndwr University, Maxine Penlington, to introduce an award to a non-graduating student today.
Boneddigion a boneddigesau, ladies and gentlemen, we have already heard of the importance of celebrating the hard work and success of you, our graduates, and the 1,000 or so other individuals who are receiving their degrees, diplomas, or certificates over these 3 days. But we should also remember that at this very moment across the university, there are thousands of students still studying, working hard towards their goal next year or in 2 or 3 years' time of sitting exactly where you are today. Their outstanding achievements should also be recognised. And so the university has a number of prizes for students who are still studying. Ag a ofyn felly fod yr areithiwr yn darllen ar enw y fyfyrwyr hyn fydd yn derbyn gwobr heddiw. I should like to invite the orator to read out the name of the student who will be receiving the prize today.
Enillydd gwobr cyn-fyfyrwyr Cymdeithas Owain Glyndwr, winner of the Owain Glyndwr Society Prize for Alumni, Doctor of Philosophy Computing, Dr. Mahdi H. Miraz. Wel, hoffwn yn awr alw ar ein canghellor I gau y cynulliad y bore yma. I would now like to invite our Chancellor to close the congregations this morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, the granting of an academic award brings with it privileges and responsibilities. Through your hard work and diligence, you have joined a distinguished society of scholars. I would like to add my personal congratulations to those of the Vice-Chancellor and the University. In doing so, I formally close the congregation of Wrexham Glyndwr University and the University of Wales.
Wel gyfeillion, dyna ddiwedd ein seremoni graddio y bore yma. Cynhelir cynulliad nesaf Prifysgol Glyndwr yn 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this morning's graduation ceremony. The next congregation of Glyndwr University will be held in 2020. Gai ofyn i chi gyd i sefyll os gwelwch yn dda ac aros ar eich traed hyd nes i'r orymdaith gan gynnwys y graddedigion newydd adael y neuadd. May I ask you all to stand and remain standing until the procession, including the new graduates, has left the hall. Diolch yn fawr iawn. Thank you.